First time, right?
Yeah, and we can't escape this one before we continue with privatization. When people hear your name, there's they associate your name to witchcraft. Is it true you used to disappear in a little hole?
It's nice to be imaginary and to have illusions like that. How would a human being like me disappear in a small hole?
I don't know. They say you used to elude the police.
No, the police are reportedly reported to have been taking off their underpants and stuff like that. Who then believed in witchcraft, the police or me?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's
wow.
So none of that was ever true.
No.
How come we didn't find you?
No, mind you. There was also another one.
Uh-huh.
Columbus committed suicide. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was broadcast on ZNBC and international media. But I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
And we're happy to have you.
Now, who was telling the truth?
So what is the truth? You never used to disappear. You never went into a hole. There's no witchcraft.
I never went into the hole, whatever size that hole was. But witchcraft is African science. But I never practiced African science. I went to Western schools of education, Washington University, University of Toronto. I never believed in witchcraft. I'm a Christian, Catholic, believe in the fact that witchcraft is not one of my options.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was on a lighter note. Let's get back to the business of the day.
Yeah. When we went before we went to the break, you were talking about the fact that privatization was a good thing and we needed to do it. Yes. As a country. Whilst we think it's a good thing, there's a feeling that it was badly managed, in the sense that obviously people lost jobs. Some died on the way before they could even get their terminal benefits. But most of all, when we give an example of the Copper Belt and how they changed the whole narrative after privatization, don't you think that whilst we think it's a good thing, yes, we needed to do it and it was done, but it was badly managed because people lost everything?
Well, it is true that there were losses and there were gains. And in any transformational situation, you have losses and gains. And I will be the first to confess that there were a number of Zambians, particularly in the mining business, who lost their jobs and ultimately who lost their benefits because they couldn't access them, and some of them who passed on before they could access their benefits. There was also a component which most Zambians don't know, that the World Bank was supposed to provide funding for environmental protection, and we have learned that a number of Zambians have suffered from the lack of provision for improvement in environmental protection. Lead poisoning, for example, in Kabwe. Lead poisoning results to mental retardation, particularly a shareholder at that time when this particular bid was put forward. Yes or no? It's a multiple question issue. The answer is yes or no. I never had any interest. I was never a shareholder. I had no conflict of interest. That's all. Nobody wants to criminalize him for things he didn't do. But if it was the case that he had interest in those issues, which he did not declare, then there are arms of government that should follow through those issues.
Okay. Let's pick up our final call and we bring this program to a close.
You have done a good thing. I've arrived in Lusaka. I'm the governor. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
The allegations labeled against Mr. Ichirema are serious allegations. If at all they are true, it means he swindled this country. And the man is not fit to run for public office. Neither is he fit to stay in the society. Your money and my money, Mr. Katere Kalumba.
Yes.
How come you were finance minister, you are not rich? You don't have money in the official account. How come Madam Edith Nawakwi was there, she doesn't have money in the official account? So, like, I want to concur with you this morning. All we are asking of him is to account. What was your law? He should tell the Zambian people, this is not a time for Mr. Akainde. And this is a gentleman who is calling his colleagues in government that they are corrupt. When he himself is more corrupt than them, if all the allegations leveled against him are true. So, nice, he shouldn't raise his supporters to come and stand for him. Let him talk with a mouth. Let him talk with the one who has built the house. He's
Governor,
the one who bought the house. So in conclusion,
Governor, thank you very much. Thank you. Your time is up, Governor. Thank you very much. Doc, we'll allow you to give us your concluding remarks and just react to the last caller.
The governor has the right to express his opinion. The fact that Mr. Hichilema is calling others sleeping and so on, I've, I think, responded to that. My position is nobody was sleeping, nobody was more awake than others. The question is, the simple question is not about emasculation of the identity of Mr. Hichilema. It is about asking him, like all of us, I stayed in Kamwala Remand Prison for 7 months to answer the question whether I stole a government OP BMW car, and the courts passed judgment that I didn't. So it's a question of accountability as a public official. To the extent that it was employed by government to be an advisor to the government, to be an analyst to the government on privatization, he has an obligation to answer to the Zambian people as to what he did. It's simple as that. There's no moral wrong for the public to ask him, please, Mr. Hichilema, in this respect, in the specific respect of, for instance, Sun International, did you have an interest which you didn't declare?
All right. Doctor, thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedule to come and have breakfast with us this morning.
It has been a pleasure.
Indeed. We hope to have you soon on the show again.
I hope so. And I love looking at you smiling and having a fantastic time.
Doctor, thank you. We have to go. On that note, we have to